So, hello, all of you. So, today I'm taking the lectures, the same chapter number one about the client side programming, HTML, CSS, and your JavaScript. Okay, so right now, today we discuss about the topic number two, which is under of the basic of HTML. That the topic names are the URL, domain name, and overview of HTTP and FTP. Okay, so that the URL, domain name, and overview of HTTP, uh, that we are not discuss in detail, but just we take the some overview because that already part we discuss in computer network lectures. Okay, so again we discuss not brief but whatever you required for that subject, that we discuss on here today lectures. So and then in details we discuss about the cross browser compatibility issues we detail in discuss. Okay. So let us start that topic uh, today. That name is a URL. So most of the student know about the URL, that the full form uniform resource locator, but uh, not in detail, or they know the details, but uh, and then how we create a particular URL and particular applications, or what is the basic syntax regarding for that, uh, today we have to discuss. Okay, so the first point in that the URL is another word, is nothing as your web address. Of course, that web address we can consider in a textual format as well as your in a IP format. Okay, so that another point we have. The URL can be composed of words, of course already I told. Okay, so composed of word or composed of text, that is nothing as your www.acpc.org. Okay, that is a composed of word. And in another form is IP address or internet protocol we have to call. Okay, both the way we can express your URL, that is also we call as a web address. Then another point is what your web browser request pages from the web server by using a URL. Of course, the web browser request pages from a web server by using a URL. It means, okay, so from the client, already discussed about the client server. Okay, from the client we have suppose any of the browser. Okay, and that the browser type URL. Okay, so that URL request which is go on your server, where we install the server, any server like your web server or application server, that request they go to that the web server or the application server and fetch the any pages from them. Okay, and give the response to return on your client browser side. Okay, so that is the meaning of that. Okay, so we can also call the request from the web server, okay, using a diagram. Okay, suppose I have uh, one browser, okay, and that browser we have to send the request to your server here. Okay, so once they send the request, the browser, sorry, not the browser, that server, they have the many pages. Okay, so they find out what from the browser they sending the request, they find the page here, they find the page, and according to or respectively the page which is to be given on there. So that is the process we call again request, and that is what the response. Okay, so this is the way to call your uh, the URL. Okay, the another point is that the uniform resource locator is used to address a document or the other data on a web. Of course. Okay, so address there contain nothing as what a document. Okay, or data we can call that on the web. Okay, it means I want to access a particular web page or HTML page or JSP page or a PHP page, that nothing or what we contain a data. Okay, so that I want to access a particular page, it we are written in the URL, and that is nothing as your data. Okay, so this is meaning of that. Then we go to the next slide, that is nothing as what, how we create your URL. Okay, it means what is the basic syntax they will require for the URL. Okay, so first, that is nothing as your scheme. Okay, or the we can call as a schema, then colon double slash prefix dot domain dot or colon port slash path slash file name. So already know that what how we call the URL directly, you know the output or the results, but basically how we create those URL using that syntax. So that schema, we given the explanation on there what mean by the schema. Okay, the schema is nothing as what, internet service, that service according to the users. Okay, I want to access only the web page, or I want to access only the any website or any applications, okay, which is to be based on the surfing. I want to serve something. Okay, so that time that required the one schema, that name is the HTTP. Already you are used to that, the HTTP schema, that also we call as a protocol. Okay, and suppose I want to transfer the some files from your machine to that web server machine, so that time the schema which is to be different, that name is a FTP. Okay, so according to user or requirement of the user, we have to take the schema on there. Okay, then next is nothing as your prefix, defines a domain prefix default by HTTPs is nothing as what, a www. Okay, so usually we know that the HTTP is uh, we use permanently, or we can call as a permanently, not the permanently. Okay, daily day to day life we have to use the HTTP, and that HTTP they use a prefix, that name is a World Wide Web. Okay, so it is used for the surfing only. Okay, uh, that the prefix. Okay, the next, you are nothing as your domain. So domain, basically we discuss in detail in next slide or the next whatever the domain name system. Okay, only you just keep in mind that the domain is nothing as defines from the internet. Okay, so how we set the uh, or how we define the, how we set or how we define the domain from the internet, you know very well. Suppose one of the company like your godaddy.com, so I want to register, I want to take the some domain. So you first you find the request from that that particular godaddy and company, and find out the domain which is to be available or not. So according to find the request, okay, it is available, so I will pay for the particular domain name, and will get the some IP address. Okay, so that IP address, which is nothing as your a domain, or okay, then we discuss about the port. Okay, so what mean by the port? The port is nothing as what kind of the service which is to be required or which is to be want a users. Okay, so according to that we have provide the port. Okay, on the web servers or on the servers, the different applications they are run, and different applications having the different service. Suppose I want to service a file transfer service, so that time I use the port number 20. Okay, suppose I want to secure file transfer system, so that time the port number which is to be nothing as a 21. Okay, so different applications having the different different port numbers. So according to we have to take the port number, and by default on the URL, we have to use 80. So 80 for the communication, TCP communications. Okay, so find the any request from the web server, that by default we got the 80 number. And the practice purpose, we use the 80 port number. Okay, which port number? We have the 80 80 port number. Okay, so that port number where we use once we install the Apache Tomcat server or the Glassfish server, and I want to access one of the page where we store in that the particular server, that time we use that the 8080 port number. Okay. Okay, so that regarding the examples and the practically we discuss in later. Okay, but just in keep in mind, by default the port number is 80 and 8080 for the practice purpose. Okay, then we come to here, the next is a path. Define the path at the server. That server, they omitted the root directory of the site. Of course, it is very important. Okay, what mean by that? Okay, on the web server here. Okay, here the web server, suppose that web server we install in a Linux operating system. Okay, and that the Linux operating system, that whatever the file system, okay, or whatever the installation folder of the Linux, inside we install the web server or the application server folder, and there inside what the HTML files which is to be required for the application we are stored. It means first Linux operating system folder, inside the application server folder, and then inside that the HTML files folder. Okay, so what one over another, that the folders we have, and that inside your the all the pages we are stored. Okay, so from the users or the browsers we got the request. Okay, and the from the root directory of the Linux operating system, for example, the Linux operating system root directory to uh, any server like your application server or the web server folder. uh, for example, your Apache or Glassfish folder installed in Linux operating system, that folder. Okay, and then inside their folder we have to store all the HTML files, JSP files, your solid files, your PHP file. Okay, that all the file we have to store on there. Okay, so that's why they told that omitted that the root directory of the site. Okay, so I want to access, suppose that uh, the particular application file, just only written what there, that http :/acpc.org/home.html. So that home.html inside the root directory to that the where we store the HTML file, that all the root directory they are omitted on there. Okay, so that is the example of that. Okay, and then the next, the field which is nothing as the file name, that define the name of the document or resources. Of course, uh, at the last here, at the last here we have the file name. Okay, what file or which file you want to access from the web server. Okay, so that web server, that file which is stored already, and we just access or we just type the name of the file on there. Okay, and that web server folder, they having the number of files, many HTML files. Which file you want to access, that file name only put on there, in HTML format, in JSP format, in PHP format, whatever the format you have, we just type on there. Okay, the questions, many students they having the questions, sir, suppose I want to access the PHP file from the path, but they are not visible on the that my browser. The question, the problem according to visible on the your browser. Okay, it means what, that PHP or that the many languages which is to be are we call as the server side programming. they are run only the server side, not the client side. The client side programming which is to be different, HTML and JavaScript which is to be run on the client side only. So that is the problem. Okay, so keep in mind why not seeing that the pages on your client machine. Okay, so number of students having the problem regarding to that. Okay, then which is to be what, the URL. Okay, so once, so how we URL, the syntax which is to be done by using that the syntax, by using that the keywords. Okay, prefix, domain, port, path, file, schema, then we create the syntax of the URL. And right now we are use that the URL syntax, we create the different naming or the web addresses on there, and we can access the any applications through that the URL. Okay, so this is about the URL. The next topic is nothing as your what, domain name system. Okay, so domain name system, already know about the domain name system but before that we just give the meaning of the domain, then we go to the domain name system. So domain name is nothing as not the domain name. Domain is nothing as what, a domain is actually a combination of middle, or we call it the second level domain. For example, IP tutorial and the top level domain com. Of course, suppose I take the one example www.iptutorial.com. So it means IP tutorial is nothing as the second level domain, and the .com is nothing as the top level domain. Okay, so from the left up URL, always we consider the hierarchical structure of your domain. Okay, what, from the left of the URL, we always consider the hierarchical structure of the domain. So at the last .com is nothing as what, your top level domain. After or beside of the whatever the text here, that nothing as the second level domain. Okay, so according to your presentation here, the many top level domains we have. Okay, like your .com for the commercial site, for .net for the internet related sites, and then .org for the non-profit organization purposes, like your www.acpc.org, which is to be one of the example for this. Okay, uh, that is a domain. Okay, so hierarchical structure domain top, and then next is second level, in that way. Okay, so why the required for the domain name system, that is the point. Okay, uh, what happen once you take the uh, IP address from the any register, or we called as any service provided company, take the IP addresses, and that the IP address once you put on the URL, also we got the uh, that application page which is seen by your browser. But every times we can't remember that the IP addresses and put on the URL. Okay, so that's why we convert that the IP address into the naming format. Okay, so how we convert into the naming format, again that having some history on them. Okay, so we go to the slide and we discuss that the point. Okay, as the IP addresses are difficult to remember, already I told, a system was created a given IP name called as a domain. Okay, and why the power that we decide to call them the domain rather than the just name. Okay, so already told that why we call as a domain. Okay, so from the left, whenever we start the reading the URL, okay, we can't call that the name, we can call, or we should call, okay, the domain from the top level, then second level, and that way. Okay, also we can also the third level domain also in there. According to you, we can take the hierarchical for this a particular URL or domain. Okay, so The next, the system that manage the domain in is the domain name system, or mostly commonly more commonly the DNS. Of course, uh, that whatever the naming convention we convert into the domain name, that basically we call as a DNS. Okay, so the domain name system is a database with domain in the one column and their associated IP address in the others. Of course, okay, what mean by the domain name system right now here we discuss. Okay, so here we have the one table, and that one table we have the naming convention like your www dot whatever the www dot acpc dot org. Okay, and that associated whatever the IP address we have store 1.1.1.1 like dot here. Okay, we you consider the dot in between the ones. Okay, so that what we have the, so that we know the diagrams already, we discussed the diagrams according to that the www.acpc.org and associated with the your IP address, that whole that the table we called as a domain name system. Okay, so that the table that only not for only the one name and associated IP address, we have that table the number of name and associated the IP addresses. So the whole table we call as a domain name system. That is about the domain name system. We are not going to whole describe again that what are the hierarchical and what how we call that, how we domain, and then how we the tree will be called. That is the discussion already we in a computer network lectures. We just whatever the required for that subjects we have told. Okay, we are going to next slide right now here. The next topic is what, which one, that is overview of HTTP and FTP. So here though okay, so HTTP and FTP having uh, their own structures, own protocol structures. uh, if suppose I discuss those point briefly, so we have to one or two lectures, but that subject for the whatever the required I told right now here. Okay, so first of all, what mean by the HTTP? You know the HTTP very well, all of you, that it is a protocol that we call as a hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, uh, that the protocol again we called as a stateless protocol. What mean by the stateless protocol? Okay, that stateless protocol, they actually the carry only address of the whatever the application naming on there. Okay, they are carry the name only there. Okay, they are not carry the any data. So what mean by that, if doesn't carry the any data, it means what, a stateless protocol. Okay, so from the client we are just send the request to the web server. Okay, it means what, we sending the request only, not with the carry any data from your browser to web server. Okay, so here consider your browser and your web server. Okay, so we just send the data here. Okay, okay, once you send the data, that we call as a request. Okay, once the request which is to be reach. Okay, and according to the process on here, and we get the response on there. So that response using only the HTTP protocol. Okay, the request and response, they are not carry the any data. Okay, just only send the request and we got the response. That is only the HTTP protocol about that. Okay, then the HTTP does not carry any data, and they give the only simple direction from one end to another end. That is already I told using diagram also. Okay, then next, the protocol is nothing as your FTP, the file transfer protocol that are used to transfer data between the client and server. Of course, uh, if you want to send the any data or any file or documents, we called send from the one end to another end, from the client to your server or server to client. That time we have to require the another schema name. Okay, that name is nothing as FTP. That is we call also the file transfer protocol. Okay, that schema or we call as a protocol, that is a FTP. Okay, so that FTP also useful for when both the client and server having the different configurations. It means different operating system or different platform, they can also run your FTP protocol on the particular uh, platform. Okay, so again, they told about the FTP. FTP is a protocol that solve the problem when the communication client and server have the different configuration. So already I told we have the different combination or different sorry, not combination, configurations with the two different machines. So using that, okay, we can transfer the file one end to another end or another end to one end. Okay, vice versa. It is the about the FTP. Okay, HTTP having again the some types are there. Okay, one persist, n persist, and then all. Then FTP having again the communications over the control. Then data, that is the data again having the some files. Okay, not discussed in detail, but whatever the require we have already discussed for that subject. Okay, the next, which is to be very important on the internet programming, uh, that topic is nothing as the cross browser compatibility issues. So what mean by the cross browser compatibility? Okay, uh, and why they having the issues on there. So what are the issues are there, or regarding the issues are will be discussed later one by one. But before that, what are the cross browser compatibility we have to discuss. What happen once a developer create any applications, okay, and that applications they want to run on browsers. Okay, uh, they can run very easily. Okay, suppose I create the one application and run in the Chrome browser, so I run very easily. But that the same applications whenever we run on the different browsers, okay, so that time we have the some problem for the viewing the any design or any images which is to be represent on the your application. So that is the cross browser compatibility. So that application which is to be compatible with the other browsers or not, we have to discuss. So first of all, that point is what the cross browser means. A website works in any browser and any version of the browser is being used. It means developer when they did the one applications which is run all the browser as well as whatever the versions they have the browser regarding old one and new one, they also run on there. Okay, then second thing, the goal of cross browsers compatibility, okay, is to the make website viable in the major browsers available and have the pages render correctly. Okay, what the motor, what the goal behind that, whatever the developer did the applications which is to be run all the browsers, okay, correctly, as well as their rendering correctly. The rendering we can call as also the uh, their mapping. It means we create the code in hierarchical way, and that the way we represent the data on the browser also, that is we call as a rendering. It means uh, from the start to end whatever the tags we have to use, and in between the tags whatever the data we represent, that exactly as it is the data which is represent on the browser, that is nothing as your render correctly. Okay, मैं ऐसे 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 भी बोल सकता हूँ कि जो मैंने डेटा लिखा था, जो वे से मैंने लिखा था डेटा उस टैग के बीच में, HTML के टैग के बीच में, तो वही डेटा एज इट इज़ रिप्रेजेंट होना चाहिए हियरार्चिकल वे में, तो उसे हम बोलेंगे रेंडर. ओके. The third point is nothing as what your variety of the browsers and different versions of the same browser fail to support various design to techniques which is compli com, compli complicates sorry sorry which complicates the cross browsers compatibility even further. uh, okay, so they having the issues are there. Okay, when the developer they did the applications and run on the cross browsers on their updated versions. Okay, so what are the issues are there, we discuss one by one. Okay, here, first of all, uh, we discuss the first issue, that name is a doc type error. Okay, so I think when students they know about the HTML language, they know very well about the doc type error. Okay, okay, I explain regarding doc type. Okay, when we create the code of HTML from start to end, okay, if you not put the doc type, okay, it means what, we create the code but in old one HTML technology. Okay, so suppose I create the one code, okay, and without any doc type. Okay, so that the code which is to be run but not to be support to what the newest version of the browsers. That is the meaning of that. Okay, so how we doc type we create, just only simple that the tag greater mark exclamatory here. Okay, and then you type the doc type whatever, and here we close in that way. Okay, so that is the doc type error. Okay, what they told on the presentation we discussed, imagine writing this entire code and missing out of the most basic line, that is exclamatory already told. Yes, it can lead to a faulty rendering. The server browsers server browsers with outdated versions such as Internet Explorer 8.0 and the earlier often check for the doc type. Already I told same thing. Okay, so if you miss this one line, okay, it means what, we got the some faulty rendering in what, the representation which is to be fault, and that the applications which is to be having a problem to represent those browsers which is to be right now in the market, or the newest versions of the market, the browser is not suitable for this. Okay, that is the first issue. Using that issue, we got the cross browser compatibility issues. Second, the browser detections. Okay, the second, what that we see the what we written on the presentation, unlike any other products, okay, the browsers are being loaded with the technology and to optimize the output. This means less consumptions, more output, but due to this advancement, even JavaScript has a lot to offer to browser. So at the time when an old browser is being used, chance are the JavaScript fails to detect the browsers. Okay, uh, okay, so that is the again we have the uh, problem. What the problem, uh, for the browsers, the many products are there, like you take the any add-on on there, and using that add-on, uh, we want to what, in a less form, we write down the less code, and we got the more output from them on your particular browser. So at that time what happened, your browsers, whatever the script we have to use, they having some problems respectively their versions. Okay, so what, in the less work we got the more output. And most of the time that browsers, once you run the JavaScript, that is a JavaScript, nothing as what the client side programming, okay, they having the problem with the old one. Okay, it means what, any add-on, we have to uh, add a particular browser, okay, and then the browser which is to be newest version. Okay, once you add, and we get the output or we get the result from them. But same thing, so for another person or another client, they use the old one version of the browser and run the uh, same application. Okay, at that time what happened, they having the issues of the compatibility particular design. Okay, so that is the problem. We have the browser detections. Okay, developer use the different add-on and the browsers and according to create the application, but someone clients they use the old one browser, so they're having the problem of the compatible. So that browser detection also we have the issues on there. Okay, then third, uh, nothing as HTML/CSS validations. Okay, what inside there, another major cross browser compatibility issues faced by the developer, it is the validation of HTML and the CSS code. Okay, so this is mainly because a different browser read the code differently, and not only read but also handle them differently. Okay, the developer they develop their applications using HTML and CSS. Okay, so most of the student know about the HTML, but how many student I don't know about the CSS. Okay, they also use for the uh, creating the design. Okay, uh, the objects you have to use for the design, actually the CSS. uh, Once the developer use that the that both the code, okay, and they run on the particular browser, okay, they run correctly, but different browser they having a different aspect, and the different aspect ratios are there according to their run. So that's why we got the some error accordingly. Okay, it means HTML code, CSS code, the different browser can see in the different way. Okay, so that's why we got the that the error. Okay, so how we remove that and how we take the uh, uh, overcome that the problem, we have to discuss in practical also, huh? What are the issues are there, and then how we overcome that the problem. Okay, then next is your the CSS resets. Okay, so the browsers, we seen that the browsers by default have the design layout, which is already already described in that layout in CSS style. Okay, and which is applied to the website for any website to implement its own layout. Okay, the default has to be overridden. Until implemented, the website will be rendered differently on the different browsers. Okay, so here what they told about that. So every browsers they having a own design and according to the CSS style which is to be created. Okay, so at that time the developer they develop their own style. Okay, and match with the by default the browser style. But that whatever the style developer once they done, okay, so that the style which is to be overridden. Okay, that is the meaning of that. And at that time they implemented the website, uh, that the developer did the style, so that they rendering in a different way. Okay, on the different browsers. मतलब मैं बोलता हूँ आपको कि कोई डेवलपर अगर डेवलप करना है कोई उसको स्टाइल यूजिंग सी एस एस से, तो वो क्या करता है कि उसका खुद का सी एस एस बनाता है। ओके, और उसके अकॉर्डिंग उसका डिज़ाइन बनाता है। बट ऑलरेडी बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट ब्राउज़र के खुद के सी एस एस के स्टाइल होती है, डिज़ाइन होती है। हम उसे डिस्टर्ब करते हैं। ओके, तो जैसे डिस्टर्ब किया तो वो ओवरराइड हो जाता है। जैसे ओवरराइड हो गया तो इट मीन्स व्हाट, दैट रेंडरिंग विच इज टू बी रिप्रेजेंट इन अ डिफिकल्ट। ओके, तो ये सारा प्रॉब्लम वहाँ पे होता है। तो वहाँ पे आपके जो भी सी एस एस है वो रीसेट हो जाती है। ओके, दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट। Next, your nothing as your last one, not the last one, last but one, the layout compatibility. So, as previously mentioned, the browser have default layout styling, but the developer started using the reset in CSS to remove the default design and apply their own. Of course, whatever already I told in the fourth one here about the CSS reset, that is also we call as the layout compatibility. Okay, and then next you are the vendor specific functions. Inside the vendor specific function, uh, what they told we discuss, that the functions defined by the developer are at the time the content functionality is specific to browsers while writing the CSS code, and these browsers are denoted by the specific code. Okay, uh, it means what, the developer, they develop their applications a particular browsers, okay, according to develop, and they represent their results on the browsers, or we call it the rendering according to that browsers. Once they represent the same code, they want represent different devices like your tablet, like your laptop, like your different aspect ratios of monitor. Okay, so at that time, which is to be very difficult to represent those things, so instead of that, we have the one code that is that name is a responsive, that we called as a, okay, we can remove this problem, we can overcome this problem using the responsive. Okay, actually what the problem, different devices having the different compatibility issues. Okay, so that is the one issue in the cross browser compatibility. Okay, so already we discussed all the 6 point. uh, Again, that one or two more again issues are there, but enough for the that particular topic for explanations. Okay, that the question which is to be asked number of times, what mean by the cross browser compatibility issues. First of all, you explain what the cross browser compatibility, and that what inside the issues are there for the cross browser compatibility. Okay, we discuss all the 6 points. Okay, once what they are and what are the issues are there, we, if you explain, we'll get the 10 marks for this. Okay, so number of times they ask the questions. Okay, so enough for today, enough for that a particular second number topic. Thank you so much. Okay.